Have you ever wondered why bad things happen to good people? Have you ever wondered why bad people always seem to come out ahead? Do you ever wonder why you feel like you're doing everything right, but yet you still are struggling? If so, stay tuned as we explore these things and more. Stay with me as we dive deep into universal law versus morality. The first thing we need to do is explain universal law and morality. We need to understand what they both are and what is different about them and why they have nothing to do with each other. So, first let's look at universal law. Universal law is a set of physical and spiritual systems that are set in place and govern all physical reality. These laws are immutable and impersonal. These laws cannot be broken. Some laws can be overcome briefly, only with the combination of other laws together, but for the most part, universal laws are set in stone and do not care about people or personalities. The most significant thing you need to understand about universal law is that there is no judgment that comes from outside of them. The judgment is built in them. The judgment is an external, observable effect. It is not from any external source. For instance, one physical universal law is gravity. The law of gravity has no respect of person. It doesn't care if you're young or old, good or bad, white or black, knowledgeable or ignorant. If you step off a 10-story building, the external judgment built into the law will work. Universal laws don't discriminate. Take a saint and a sinner and have them step off that same building at the same time, and I guarantee you they both will die at the exact same time. No magical force will save the saint because he has better morals and values or because he is a nice person. It doesn't matter if a child or a murderer sticks their finger in an electrical socket. Do it, and they both will pay the price. The consequences for trying to break universal law are equal and impersonal to all. Another example is the Hermetic law of cause and effect, which states every cause has an effect and every effect comes from a cause. This means that everything you do has consequences to it, whether good or bad. This also means that you, and only you, are responsible for those consequences. The cause is internal, the effect is external. Your current reality is nothing but the choices you have made up to this point. There is no escaping this fact. Now, I know, we all would like to think that the universe cares for us and that we matter. But when it comes to universal law, it doesn't care. I hate to break this news to you. Sorry. Not sorry. Hopefully this really sinks in. Universal laws are laws that are impersonal and impartial. The laws do not judge. Judgment is built in the laws. Now, let's look at morality. Unlike universal laws, morality does have judgments, and they are personal and partial. Now, I know that most Western world people, mainly Americans, believe that morality comes from the Bible. They say and think that Without the Bible, where would you get your morals and virtues from? They believe that only the Bible is the source of morality. Now, I'm not saying that the Bible doesn't have any moral principles and virtues in it, because it definitely does. However, if you really have read the Bible in an unbiased way, you would clearly see that the Bible has moral and immoral content in it. That's just a fact. It's not a dig at the Bible or Christianity. I'm not making this video to attack anyone's religions or beliefs. However, the biggest problem with thinking that any holy text gives us morality in its totality is that you are smarter than the people who wrote those texts. Not only smarter, but way smarter. You understand mathematics, science, languages. You know how the universe works. You know how to operate machines. You know how to use computers, cell phones, drive cars. We have been to the stars. We know how to split the atom. We know how the sun works and why the planets rotate around the sun. We understand biology and how viruses work. We understand medicine and how the human body works. If someone who wrote those books were to be transported to our time today, they would be in utter and complete awe of us. They would think we were all wizards or something. Just think about this. The people who wrote those texts believed the earth was flat and the earth was the center of the universe. They believed the sun rotated around us. This is why even today we still use the terms sunrise and sunset. In reality, there is no such thing as a sunrise and sunset. It's an optical illusion of perception. It doesn't exist. The sun doesn't move around us. We are the ones turning. We are the ones rotating. Those writers had no clue how the universe worked. They thought those lights in the night sky were just there as guideposts for seasons and astrology. In today's time, we understand that the COVID outbreak was a virus. We figured out how to combat it and how to deal with it. In those times, it would have been the wrath of God's anger because they didn't obey or something. I say all that to say, any rational person should clearly see that any holy text is not a wise place to get morality from in its totality. Does holy text have value and fantastic teachings and valuable lessons? Absolutely. But it should not be the basis of morality in totality because we have outgrown a lot of things in those texts. Let me prove my point. In those times, it was morally right to kill animals and spread the animals' blood all around as a sacrifice to God. There was nothing wrong with that. That was normal. Well, we don't do that anymore. We have outgrown that. Back in those days, it was okay to own a person. Slavery was considered morally okay. Well, today, we know that slavery is a terrible thing. We have outgrown that. During the Crusades, it was morally okay for soldiers to burn cities and kill people that would not convert to Christianity. Well, now we give everyone the freedom of choice, and that's morally how it should be. Back in the day, it was morally okay to burn women at the stakes because they were believed to be witches. Well, we know that's wrong now, and we don't do that anymore. Even only 70 or 80 years ago, it was morally okay that blacks were discriminated against, and women had no rights. Neither could vote. That was morally okay during those times. But guess what? We have outgrown that. We don't do those things anymore. So, you see, a solid moral code cannot be set in stone. It has to be fluid. As our knowledge and understanding grows, so does morality change. Morality is based on knowledge, emotions, and what contributes to the betterment of the whole. That which helps mankind evolve is morally right. That which holds mankind back is morally wrong. So now you see, universal law and morality have nothing to do with each other. One is set in stone. The other is fluid. Understanding this gives you an awareness that some things are totally in your control and some things are totally not. Like the great writer of the Serenity Prayer once said, and I'm paraphrasing, "Give me the power to change what I can and the ability to accept what I can't, but above all, give me wisdom to see the difference." Let that sink in. I would like to thank all of you for taking your precious time to watch this video. The goal of this channel is to tackle one illusion at a time. I hope you got some value from this teaching. I definitely probably ruffled some feathers today. But if you found this information valuable, please consider liking and subscribing, as it helps get the information out to more people who are sleeping. Thank you all for everything. I am Akashic, and this is Question Everything TV. May the divine light in me salute the divine light in you. That is the meaning of the word namaste. So until we meet again, namaste.